Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this video newsletter is going to be how to go from broken up to her wanting you and chasing you again. In other words, are you in a situation, have you been in a situation, or are you fearful that you may be in a situation someday, or maybe even you have a friend that's in a situation where they've been dumped by their girl and they want to know what to do to get her back. Well, I personally was in that situation quite a few times years ago. Obviously, if you've read my book, How to Be a 3% Man. And in it, I detail my history of what happened, and over the years, I've developed a strategy that not only that I perfected it myself, but for years now, I've been teaching it to other clients who have been dumped by their girl, and they realize that they screwed up, but they want to get her back. And I'm going to put a copy of that or a link to that story. It's called The Best Strategy to Get an Ex Back. And so that's in there. And basically what happens, what are the reasons why a woman dumps us? Well, usually it's one of a couple reasons, but the big reason is either the guy's acting like a needy, insecure jackass, or he's basically doesn't know how to communicate with women, and he's constantly doing things and saying things that are constantly hurting her emotionally and breaking her heart. And so what happens is this destroys a woman's level of comfort and her ability to feel safe in the relationship, to open up emotionally to the point where she becomes submissive and lets a man take control of the direction that the relationship goes and where it goes, and she just goes along with it because she just loves the hell out of him and wants to make him happy. But if a guy doesn't know how to treat a woman, he doesn't know how to communicate with her, doesn't know how to open her up and talk to her emotionally and listen to her just like one of her girlfriends would, but without trying to solve the problem like most guys try to do. And so usually what happens is a guy will do so much or so many things to hurt her that eventually she's just like, I can't take it anymore. Enough's enough. We need some time apart. I think you need to go work on yourself. We should see other people, or whatever it happens to be. Or I think we should just be friends, which is one that I used to hear a lot of when I was younger. It's like every other girl I went out with would say, hey, let's just be friends. And that's not a whole hell of a lot of fun. And so if you follow the process that I detail in my article, The Best Strategy to Get an Ex Back, and you've communicated what you want and now you've basically walked away, then you're at the place where you just have to wait to hear from her. And what you do is by communicating what you want, communicating how much you love her and you care about her and you want to make things work, but you're not interested in becoming her male girlfriend, then if she says, well, that's not what I want, then you just basically, you leave the door open. You just say, well, give me a call if you change your mind, or give me a call when you change your mind. And just leave it at that. And maybe a week or so, or a couple weeks, or maybe even a month goes by, and then she contacts you. And what you should do is you take that as an opportunity to make a date, to create the next opportunity for sex to happen. An opportunity for sex to happen is a date, but the reason I say that is so a guy in his logical mind can understand and focus on that. Because men are very simple, and we like directions. We want like step 1, step 2, step 3. And so if I can simplify things for a guy to the point where it's basically create the next opportunity for sex to happen, that's what he can do. The goal is to be mysterious on a date. You don't tell her where you're taking her or what she's going to do. You just say, hey, throw on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. We're going to go do something really fun. What are we going to do? Oh, it's going to be a surprise. You'll love it. Just trust me. It gives you something to wonder about, wonder what we're going to do. And then, because what a woman does, then she gets on the phone with her girlfriend. She's like, oh, he's taking me somewhere, and I don't know. He told me to wear cowboy boots and jeans, or, is he taking me to line dancing, or a bullfight, or bull riding, or to a bar? Just whatever. He said to me, dress up and wear a nice dress, so I assume maybe he's going to take me out for a nice dinner. The key is when you're on the date, that what happens on the date, or I should say the opportunity for sex to happen, is she slowly discovers what you got planned for the evening. And if you've gone and called ahead and maybe got reservations at a really cool Like one of my favorite places downtown, there's this little bistro restaurant. It's a great place to take a girl. It's in a bank building. And I'm not going to say the name of it because it's one of my favorite places. And the food is fantastic. I would say the food's probably like 3 to 4 stars somewhere in there. And it's great to go because you see a lot of professionals in there. It's a nice place you can dress up, throw your nice Versace suit on or something and take her out so where she gets dressed up. And so you're there with a bunch of other professionals. Usually a lot of people go there for happy hour, and it's a great place to start out. Everything's granite inside, is gorgeous. It's like I said, it's in a bank, a high-rise bank building, and so the inside where this bar is just fantastic, and the food is excellent as well. So it's a great place to take a girl, hang out, have a few drinks, get a nice little buzz on or whatever, and then you stroll someplace else, maybe in the same restaurant, but a different part of the restaurant, or you walk down one a few blocks away, and you can chat, and this gives her a chance to bump into you as you're walking there, maybe reach over and grab your hand or touch your arm or those kinds of things. And these are the signs you want to look for. These are indicators of interest. These are indicators that she likes you, the more she touches you. And you can take these as signs that you're doing things right, because as a woman's interest level goes up, she wants to be closer to you. She wants to touch you. She wants to be more affectionate. She talks about doing things together in the future as a couple. In essence, she's helping paint the picture, because women help you when they like you. And so you go out on a nice date, and then maybe you go to a nice dinner, which is a different place, and then maybe after that you go to some place where you can have some coffee or tea or some after dinner drinks or something like that, or maybe even do a little bit dancing, or maybe shoot some pool, or throw some darts. There's so many cool different things you can do based upon your likes and her likes and interests. But the key is that you plan something that she slowly discovers. And if after you're hanging out and you go to 3 or 4 different places in one evening, what it does is it gives the woman of an experience of like going out on 3 or 4 different dates. Because most guys take a chick to dinner and then they take her home and that's it. But when you go through take her to several places, and then you've learned the stuff that I talk about in my book about how to communicate with a woman, get her to talk about, if you're trying to get her back, what you did wrong in the past. It's just letting her talk about these things, and she'll open up and share them with you. And as the evening goes on, you take her back home, or you go back to her place, and one thing leads to another. Then you're making out, and then you're in the bedroom, and then you're making love. And then the next day you're dropping her off, and she's going, well, or then she texts you later that afternoon when she's sobered up, and she says, oh, that was a mistake. I don't want you to think that that's going to, happen on a regular basis. It shouldn't happen. And you shouldn't let these things get under your skin or deter you, because how is James Bond? He's always charming, and he always expects to get what he wants, especially when the woman protests, especially when the woman says, there's no way you're getting in my pants. And he just got that smirk, that little look that he has, like, yeah, whatever. They all say that fucking same thing until they're butt naked later with their feet behind their head, and so they look like Bugs Bunny. But that's beside the point. But the key is that's what you do. And then so the guy's like, well, what do I do? How do I get her back? And just focus on creating an opportunity for sex to happen. And then you don't need to do anything else. If you haven't heard from her, she'll text you. Give her a couple of days or whatever, especially if she's going, oh, this is not going to be a regular thing. It was a mistake or whatever. You go about your life. If you haven't heard from her in a week, you can shoot her a text and invite her back out or whatever. But more than likely, if she's texted you or called you a day or two later, she'll text you and call you again and tell you what a wonderful time she had or whatever. And then when she finally does contact you for the second time, then you simply use that as an opportunity to make the next date and the next opportunity for sex to happen. And then you just rinse, repeat, recycle. That's all you got to do over and over again. Just keep creating fun, romantic-filled evenings where sex can happen. And it does. And then as far as like getting back and having the label of boyfriend, girlfriend, if that's really important to you, you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to bring it up. Why? Because when the woman gets comfortable, she's going to get to the point where she's going to tell you, she's going to basically make you be her boyfriend. She's going to convince you of why you need to be her boyfriend. All you got to do is say yes and go along with that, if that's what you really want. The key is to only do the things that you really want. And I've got a really super long email here from a guy, but it's what I love about it is that he goes play by play, and this is obviously over the course of several days and weeks that this has transpired. But you can see how he started out in the beginning by following what I teach, and then towards the end of it, how he's doing great. And his question at the end is like, well, how do I get her back? And it's like, dude, she's coming over and she's texting you and she's calling you and she's fucking your brains out again. It's women vote with their feet, and it means is if she's with you, it means she voted for you. And the only thing that you're worried about or that you're asking about is this label of boyfriend, girlfriend. And forget about that. Just keep creating the next opportunity for sex to happen when she contacts you. And eventually she's going to let you know that you guys are exclusive and you better not be looking at or talking to any other women. And until then, play ball. So if you find these messages of value, you can show your appreciation by going to the Wibbia toolbar, which is located at the bottom of your screen if you happen to be watching this video on my website. Click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value that you receive from this video, an article, or anything else on my website. At the very least, please share this page with all of your friends and family by clicking either Facebook, LinkedIn, or the Twitter social share buttons, which are also located on the Wibbia toolbar. If you got a question you'd like to ask of me that I could consider to use in a potential video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab at the top of your screen there, I should say on the left-hand side of your screen, and send that to me and give me several days or a week or so to get back to you. And I can't guarantee that I'm going to use all your email in a video, because obviously I get way more than I can do, but if it's really good and you take the time to detail it out and there's good spelling in there, then I'll use it. And if you'd like to become a paying coaching customer, you can click the products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions to sign up and book a phone coaching session with me personally. And I will talk to you soon.